this is Tracy from Cheeky Journals, and today I'm going to show you a complete flip through of my December daily. I am so glad that I've done this challenge, and just finishing this whole journal gives me a feeling of satisfaction, and it brought me so much joy, and it still does looking through it. And if you've ever finished a journal, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. You feel so proud of yourself, and it feels like such an accomplishment. It sounds cheesy, I know, but that's how I feel. And I really loved how it turned out, and all the things that are sticking out here, I love touching them. It's just really been a joy working in it. So let's dive right into it. On the front, I've just got this tag here, and I basically just have some personal info with a little bit of explanation of why I've started this challenge, and then also just the year I am starting this journal. This is day one, and I do have a process video of this page on my channel if you would like to see it. I have a fabric flip out, and on the inside I have just got a stamp here with a photo that I've included in this red label with a button, and I actually didn't sew this button on here. I put thread through and then I just stuck it with fabric glue. I did a border down here with pen, and I've got a little like quote here that says the little things and some paper washi. This is still part of that day, and I've just used this paper clip to attach this brochure of Queen's Park and a little tag where I did my journaling at the back. I've got this image peeping through, which I love, and I've just added some washi down here. On day two, I've tipped in this printable from Pinterest, and I just backed it on some dot paper, and I wrote down a bread recipe. My husband made us some bread, and I just included that over there. I was quite impressed how it turned out. And I've got this envelope here with some fabric and lace, and inside I've got my journaling. This is a Daphne's Diary paper that I got in, I can't remember what issue it was, but it was one of the recent ones. And then it's just writing paper on this side where I have done my journaling, and that just folds up and it tucks back in there. This is from the Merry Mixed Media course that James did during the Christmas season, and I just tried out some of his videos that he made. So these are Christmas washi trees, and it was so fun to create that I actually decided to do some more at the back. On day three, I just added this journaling card. I've tipped it in, and I've added this tab here. This is actually the top part that you usually get on scrapbook paper, that top part there that you cut off and throw away. I just kept it and I turned it into a tab. I spoke to my mom on this day, so I just added a photo of her because I wanted something of her in my journal, and I've just put this treasure forever on the side. I've got a fabric tab here at the top, and I just created a cluster of collaging here. This is music paper, burlap, and that is actually offcuts from this little golden book, The Christmas Story. I got my front image, the cover image I got from this book, and I just had some little leftovers after trimming that, and I just kept it to use it throughout the journal. On day four, I added my journaling and put some tips, a sheet of acetate over it with a doily design. This tag I've attached with one of those small paper clips from Tim Holtz, and I've just done a cluster here again with this card, burlap, and washi tape. On day five, I used, this is a combination of tea and coffee stain paper. and I just did my journaling on there, did some sewing, and I just stuck it in here. So some of the sewing I did before binding the book, but then sometimes I had ideas afterwards that I wanted to include, but it's so difficult to get this book through a sewing machine. It's very tricky. So if that ever happens, just a tip, you can do the sewing and then just stick it in there, and it's going to look like it's sewn to the page even though it's not. On day 6, not much happened, so you will not I don't know, but for myself in December, I don't do exciting things every single day. Some days will be more quiet than others, and on those days I still do journaling. I just try and do something creative or watch a movie and write a little bit about what happened in the movie. You can journal about your normal day, what you've done. So on this day I actually did a lot of cleaning. So I just made these washi houses, and I did a border around here with washi tape, some watercolor, and I just used a white gel pen to do my journaling. This is also from the Mary Mixed Media course. And this is actually scrapbook paper, that top part that you get, that I've just stuck in there. On this page, I've added a belly band with a takeaway menu because we had takeaways on the 7th, and I just put some photos on this card, and I've done my journaling at the back. And that just tucks right back in there. On day 8, a lot of journaling. I've just added this card here, and I bought stamps, so I kept the tags and attached it to the page just with some thread, and I've got some ribbon down here. This is just a brown paper bag that I've bound it into the journal, so I just created a collage piece here of things that I love. And inside I have actually stamped out all the stamps that I bought on that day, and I have just backed it with some cross-stitch deer paper. This was a printable as well, and I just did some sewing around the border, I did sewing to create a border rather, and that just slips back in there. On day 9, I have just used black ink, and I've put it on the page, and I did my journaling in a white gel pen. Day 10, it's just also a very simple page, some paper washi, and I did candles with washi tape and a wreath. Day 11, I just did my journaling straight on the scrapbook paper. I loved using these tags, you'll see them throughout, so I've just stuck a tag there, and I've made a bookmark. I tried on some clothes, so I did a little bit of retail therapy, and just have some washi tape down here. Washi tape can do wonders. On day 12, I just kept it simple, and I've added a stamp here with some journaling. On this page, I've just added this Santa image with some paper washi, and in the label, I put down this quote that I read on Pinterest. It says, "The best way to spread Christmas cheer is singing loud for all to hear." And that quote is completely me, especially during Christmas time. I walk around the home and I just keep singing Christmas songs. I feel sorry for my husband's ears because I'm not the best singer. On day 13, we traveled, so I've just added some photos here of sitting at the airport, and we had biscuits on the plane, so I've just kept the packaging and I've stuck it in there. They were so yummy. This is also part of the Christmas story. It's a cut-off piece, and I just love the font and this part of the story, so I kept it here, and I attached it with a stapler. It says, when the angels disappeared into heaven, the shepherds said to one another, "Let us go to Bethlehem and see this thing which the Lord has made known to us." I just love that, so I couldn't throw it away, and I've just added it to the acetate. This is a pattern that I got at the thrift store, so I have kept it basically just to craft with, and I've turned it into a pocket and I've added the plane tickets. This is still part of that day. We traveled for my husband's work Christmas party, so we just got ready here and I just put some photos there. This is from Tim Holtz, the phrases, and I've just added some washi tape down here. This is also part of that the Christmas story, that book, and I put a journaling card at the back with some washi and just a piece of paper, book paper. And over here I've just added, we had lunch, so I've just added the receipt with some washi tape. I've added these 2 labels, and this is a vintage Christmas stamp. It's my favorite one from the whole bunch that I've got. I almost didn't use it, and then I thought, you know, just you're always waiting for the perfect project to come along to use all these things that you've saved up, and you just end up never using it. So use it and you will find more. On day 14, I've just got some washi down here, and I've added a photo of the breakfast that I had in Australia. The food is absolutely delicious, and they put so much effort into the presentation that I'm forever taking photos of food that I'm having, so excuse that. This is just some music paper that I turned into a pocket. I've added a quote in the front, and at the back just this label with a photo that I took of a rabbit sculpture drinking coffee, and I've got some paper washi there at the top. On the inside of this pocket I've got an old library card, and I've just added a paper tab here. This is a photo of a pouch that I bought, and I just kept the tag, and I've added this with some thread and washi, and that just goes back in there. This is from a shop that I went into. This lady designs and makes clothes, and this is like her business postcard thing with all the info at the back. Love the image, and I just included this with some paper washi. And this is just a photo of some wine tasting that we went to. Day 15 was a very, very busy day, so I've got several pages that's about day 15. And we went to Luna Park, and I did some shopping, craft shopping. So I got these, what do you call them, post-it notes, and I've just stuck one in there. Loads of photos, and I've got a stamp set with the alphabet, so I've just basically numbered. Would you say numbered? I don't know what you would say, but I've just basically labeled. Yes, labeled. I've just labeled each photo, and then at the back of this I've matched that up, and I've just got a description of each photo. This is some washi that I bought, and this I've turned into a pocket, and I got some lace. And this is just a piece of paper. I bought fabric, and the fabric was wrapped in this with two business cards. I've just put some washi down here. This is a paper tag, and I've got a cluster here, an image, music paper, and some lace. This is still day 15, just some photos where I've labeled it, and that's a vintage image with book paper and some fabric. This is the same tea and coffee stain paper with some sewing. I've attached it with washi, and I've just stapled this card in here at the top. This is the same paper that the fabric was wrapped in, and I've just added a bit there with an image. On day 16, I have used a page, border, pocket, whatever you want to call it. This was inspired by Amity Bloom, and I've got we stayed in the Prince Hotel, so the key cards came in here, and I've just kept it. And on the inside, I've added some photos and did some journaling at the back, and then I've just backed this one with scrapbook paper. On day 17, it was a very quiet day and I just did some art. This is some still from the Merry Mixed Media course, and some washi antlers with journaling, music paper and an image. I love how this turned out. It's nice to sometimes have a combination of art and writing in your journal. On day 19, we went to Byron Bay and we had breakfast at the grocer. So I kept the business card and tipped it in. That's the photo of the breakfast that I had, and I loved how this turned out. I used book paper just to add underneath the photo, and then I stamped out little headings and I've just stuck it underneath the photo. So this one says brekkie, and this is where we had dinner. On this paper bag, I've added this card with some lace, paper washi, and on the inside I have this postcard. I have a video up on how I made this postcard and a few others. If you would like to see it, just head to my channel. And at the back, I've added another vintage post stamp with a photo and some journaling. I loved using the stamps in my journal. And then I've just got a parking ticket here and a receipt of a bookstore that I went to. This was such an awesome bookstore. They had so many art books, and most of them that I've actually only seen online. So it was nice to actually page through them. And I kept the receipt because I really want to go visit them again. And I just added this business card. We had some drinks at the Mess Club. And if you've ever been to Byron Bay, you will know it's got a beachy vibe. So I had this washi. It's not Christmas related, but it's got some seashells on it, and I've just cut them out and added them around the photo. On day 20, I tried something different. I took the paper and I tore it in two pieces, and I stuck one at the top and one at the bottom, and I did my journaling with the photo in the middle. So that was something different. On day 21, this image is again from the Little Golden Book, and I've just added scrapbook paper at the bottom, and I made this envelope out of music paper. That is pattern paper with a ribbon, and this just works like that, opens up, and then I've got a card with my journaling, and I just used the die mode there at the top, and at the back I've just got my photo that just tucks back in there. So this just closes up like that. You can take both threads together and close it as well, but I just do it like that. There we go. And on day 20, I've just done some music paper here at the top with ribbon, and this opens up, and I've done my journaling inside with some washi down here. On day 23, I have a cluster here with some fabric, and this pocket holds this journaling card with some journaling at the back. And on this side, I've just added a label of alcohol-free wine that we had and a funny little story at the back. On day 24, I just did my journaling straight onto the scrapbook paper, and I turned this music paper into a pocket, and on the inside I've attached this image, did some sewing around it, and attached some writing paper at the back. We watched the Christmas Chronicles on Netflix, and I just did some journaling about that movie. On day 25, just some washi, a lovely card, some photos with labels next to them, and then one of those page borders that I made, and I've just tucked in this card here. We've watched The Princess Switched, and I've just added some sewing around there with washi, and at the back I've just backed it with that lovely deer paper that I got, and that just tucks back in there. And we've got another cluster of washi tape and an image. At first I didn't have this here, but it looked very empty, so I've added that there, and I think it looks more complete now. This booklet actually came in very handy in the end. I did fall behind at a certain stage, and I just at night would sit down and jot down whatever we did during that day and things that I would like to include in my journal. And then when I had to sit down and do it, it just was much easier. We also played some board games and we kept score in here, and I just use it basically as a little notebook of things that we would like to do during December, and you can also do your shopping list in here. So this came in very handy, and I think I will add a little booklet to all of my journals from now on. And we've come to the end of this flip through. I hope that you have enjoyed it, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!